Okay, so we are on the air and we are live. It's live. Oh, what was that?
Try and make one of those great big Christmas trees.
Yeah, that might be a challenge, but we'll see. But anyway, so welcome everybody, and I trust you can see us and hear us. And oops, where'd the screen go? There it is. And let's see who's joining us right now. Okay, that was that one. My printers are making weird noises. I don't know. Might have been crunching on something. It's really unnerving when your 3D printers make weird noises that you don't usually hear. And you go, okay, is that a sign of something horrible about to happen? But anyways, so let's see who's all joined us today. And we'll just put up with the cracking and the snapping in the background. You guys probably can't hear it, but so if I flinch every now and then, you'll know what it is. So Russ is here, number one. Russ is here first. And Charlotte is here. Hi, Charlotte. Barb is here. Judy. Sue. Something, but she retracted it. Nasty girl. Em is here. Hi, Em. Heather is here. Pamela is here. Mona is here. Sue says, good afternoon, Stephen Walter from sunny, warm Missouri at 68 Fahrenheit or 20 degrees C, Canadians. Well, it's warmer there than it is here because it's 5 C here, which is about 30 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Gloria's here. Hi, Gloria. And Suzanne.
It's still within wear winter coat on my block, though.
No. Kim is here. From down the road from Ron and Joan. That's driving me nuts. I don't know why it's making those noises.
I think it's that Christmas tree that's doing it.
No, is it the Christmas tree?
I bet you it is.
I think it's this, but it shouldn't be this. Christmas tree might, well, you guys will see the Christmas tree sometime. It's a really funky Christmas tree kind of thing that I'm making on it. But anyways, where was I? I said hello to, get that warning off. I hate, you guys can't see it, but at our end, there's things that YouTube throw up at us, trying to get us to put more advertising in, you know, not to our benefit or your benefit, to the benefit of YouTube. Teresa's here. Hi, Teresa. And Jeannie is here. Hi, Jeannie. Barb is here. I think I said Barb. Jen is here. Donna. Ingrid. So we have lots of people here, and I'm sure there'll be a few more joining us as well. So let's talk about what we've been working on. Walter's short.
Yeah, because I've been doing Christmas decorations outside and getting ready for winter. So
yes,
like
Walter's...
I gave the snowblower an oil change today.
Oh, what was his name? There's a joke there somewhere. Yeah, Walter has been busy, you know, putting out Christmas decorations. He usually waits for the coldest day of the year to do it, but hasn't been too bad this year. So, and it looks very nice. In fact, I have video of it that I'll be showing on my vlog on Monday.
Well, it's somewhat sparse. The neighbor across the road is like,
well, don't compare to them.
It's like they've got so much stuff outside. It takes them a whole week just to put it up.
Yeah, they're just crazy with it. No, it is definitely this one that's making the noise. Okay. So I don't know why, because it's doing the same thing. Anyways, enough of the distractions. So let's take a look. So if you remember, a few weeks ago, we went to Sew Day with the Quilts of Valor, and they gave us each a little kit of pre-cut pieces and told us to make a top. Well, it isn't that exciting, the pieces they gave us. That is really bad, and I don't know why. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I shouldn't have these going while we're doing this. Anyways, we didn't get it finished when we were there, so I said, well, I'll take it home and finish it. So I did, but I added a few things to it. May not show up very well in this picture, but the maple leaves, I did an applique of the maple leaves in the center. And
could it be that spool?
I don't know, it might be. Carry on, talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, So we did most of the blocks when we were there. I did some of it.
Yes, Walter did some of it.
And then Steve decided to make it a little bit more Canadian by putting maple leaves on it.
Well, my whole thing was that if you were just to leave it, and it would have been without the maple leaves and without the borders, it would have been really, well, it's not a quilt of valor. You got to have something that signifies, the country kind of a deal. So I did these applique maple leaves, but I did them in the hoop, which makes it easier. I designed them through Artistic Digitizer, the digitizing program I have, and then let it do it. And I didn't want them to pop way out. Very annoying. Whatever that thing's doing, this is new. I don't know why.
I think it's the spool. Time it moves, it's a bunch.
Well, it should be fine. Shouldn't be a problem. But anyways, yeah. So but I want them to be somewhat subtle, so I had the gray and the lighter color bluey gray fabric in my stash, so I made the borders and I used it as background for the maple leaves, and so now it's ready to go. It's a fairly large quilt. Now I've got to find backing for it, and I'll do it all on the on the long arm, and it'll be done for them. I don't know when I'll get to it, but they're not in any rush anyways. They got lots to give. They've got quite a stockpile of quilts for vets, and it takes a little while for them to decide who's going to get them, as we have found. So that's one project. And then Barn Star Sampler, and you've heard me talking about the hell I've been having with these two blocks. Well, it's the same block. I'm going to talk more about it on the Idiot Quilter this week, because I did learn a few things, and I still have a few mysteries as well around these. But I've had other people tell me that have worked on this too. A few others have written comments that they struggled with this block. They're all saying, though, the rest of the blocks in this quilt, which are smaller and a little different, are really easy. But these ones were not. It wasn't that they are difficult to put together. It was just they didn't go together. They were out. And yeah, you can blame it on user error, but I found some other things too. But anyways, I'm going to talk all about that on Idiot Quilter on Tuesday when that comes out.
So, I like the colors in it.
Well, I'm glad. High praise. Woo. Woo-wee. Woo-woo. Okay, Walter likes the colors.
Not your typical colors.
No, they aren't. But I was trying to use up some of my bundles of stuff, and of course the bundles all came so they coordinate. So I'm pulling from bundles for this. So yeah. And one thing that Walter and I are both working on, these are just a few of the pieces.
Are we?
Well, okay, technically. You know that on Friday we started on So Chatty working on this gingerbread windmill in the hoop, freestanding lace and freestanding applique, and it's 3 dimensions. Well, these are some of the parts. There are 18 pieces that go into this, and I've been making video on, like, not total video as I've been doing it, because we to forever, because I'm still not done all the pieces. They take a while, but some tips and tricks about doing this kind of project, and we divided it up between us. Walter was doing 9 pieces, I was doing 9 pieces. Well, no,
I haven't started it yet.
Well, it's almost done. So this,
maybe I should make a second one.
Good luck.
Oh.
Well, I thought you said you had some bags and stuff you want to get to.
Yeah, I have some bags I want to get to.
Yeah, for Christmas. So, I mean, I'm almost done. I've got the other one, so that's okay. So this week on So Chatty, you will see the video showing the actual process of making these, and with some tips and tricks. And the week after that, we will assemble it. And that's something that's can be a little overwhelming, but once you've done it once, it's a piece of cake. So that's what I've been up to. And let's go back here and let's just check and see if anybody else has come on and who it is. So we've got, let's back it up. Mary is here. Hi, Mary. And Judy. And Colleen. and Faith and Candace and Maureen and Teresa and Dana from snowy, blowy Regina. Oh, you guys got snow. Well, that's not unusual this time of the year where you live. Teresa says, Dana, keep the snow there. I haven't even turned my heat on. Southwest Ontario. Yeah, our heat is sort of on, but it's intermittent. Kathy's here. Sue says, really nice quilt of valor. Maple leaves are a good touch. And Pamela likes the Barnstar block. Yes, but there were problems. As I said, we will be talking about that. Thank you, Kim. Colleen says, the blue and gray quilt of valor turned out very well. Yeah, it's nice. It's not your traditional Canadian colors, though. You know, like red and white. That's our colors. But I suppose you don't have to stick to that. Philippa's here. Hi, Philippa. Dubrovka.
A lot of those kits that they had at the Quilts of Valor were like browns and beiges and stuff.
Well, I overheard, and I don't know how true it was, but I heard one lady when we were sewing say to another lady, well, where did they get all the fabric for this? And the other lady said she thought they got it from Northcott. Now, something interesting about this fabric from Northcott, I like Northcott fabrics, but I have heard people say that they fray a lot. They've had problems with fraying. I have never discovered that until just recently with this quilt. And I thought it was a little bit overdone. So I am wondering if Northcott, I don't know if Northcott donates the fabric or how that works. I'm just wondering if Northcott has seconds. And
well, I would imagine every manufacturer of fabric has seconds.
Yeah, probably. But, you know, I don't know. Maybe that's where the fabric came from.
Remember, somebody told us a while back. Now, mind you, I didn't really see this at the store, but that Fabricland or whatever sometimes carries seconds.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Remember when they said, you know, those dots that they have on the salvages, you know, the color dots?
Yeah.
When they don't match, when they...
they shift.
There's
a shift. It looks like it's double exposed or
then
whatever.
That means your fabric's a second.
Yeah. So I don't know, and I don't want to suggest that this is. It may just be the fabric itself, like just the color. I don't know. I have no idea. I just found it frayed a little bit more. Not anything you couldn't live with to work with it. Just it seemed a little unusual. But anyways, so Teresa says the blue OV, it's beautiful. I always have trouble with the points at the seam allowance with flying geese. Yes, they can be tricky. When I first got into quilting, I cut off all my points. I called it a customization.
It was pointless.
It was pointless, yeah. But I have learned a few tricks since then. And one of the tricks is when you're sewing with a point, that your pieces together, turn it over so you can see where the intersection is of the point, where the threads are going when you're sewing it into the seam allowance. Just sort of slightly veer a little away from that, just threads width, maybe 2 threads widths, and you'll get nice points if you do that with it. And I do make a point of doing that kind of a thing. At least that works for me. Kim says not all Kona is the same. Yeah. I've heard that too. So yeah, I'm sure they have some fabrics that are seconds or whatever, and you know, maybe they had a whole ton of it and they want to just get rid of it. It's still workable. It's not a major problem, at least for this quilt, but that was an observation. I'm becoming pickier about these things now. I think that's what happens as you get going. If you're a new quilter, but as the time goes by and the more experience you get, the pickier you get about, you know, the quality of your fabrics and the quality of your sewing too. I know I have. So
like
anyways,
even like I've noticed it because I do shirts. I've noticed it varies. The fabric varies from one type of shirt to another. Like, you know, the quality is a little different, and it's all quilting cotton. So,
but maybe it has something to do with how it's processed.
Yeah.
You know, how they print on it. You know, when they print on, well, most fabrics like these and that are probably digital printed,
Yeah, but I've noticed
and that might make a difference.
like that marijuana shirt that I did,
Yeah.
you know, with that had a different feel to it than some of the other fabrics that I've used. And remember, I did the long shirt that has from that city
Oh yeah.
fabric.
That was a Northcott.
Yeah, and it almost feels in between a quilting, a regular cotton, and a flannel almost.
Yeah, it has that feel to it. So I don't know. Don't know enough about that. Maybe something to research at some point in time.
Like some are softer. I do notice that batiks tend to be a little stiffer. I have one shirt that's a batik, and I don't care to wear it. I don't like the feel of it as much.
Yeah, M says, what does it mean second? Quality usually inferior? Yeah, it usually is.
A second in English means more like not perfect.
Yeah, it's not perfect. It's not at the top of their quality chain, but they may still sell it. And this happens not just in fabric, but in other products too. So sometimes you can get something it may be like in appliances or something. They might sell a refrigerator as a second because it got a scratch on it, but it functions, it works fine. So if you don't care about the scratch or the mark, you might get it for a reduced price.
Like we've seen like those LDH scissors and stuff. They'll sell what they call seconds, and it has a minor imperfection on the scissors, but the scissors still work okay.
Yeah, they're just not at the top of the quality control, but they still work, so if you're not picky about, the fact that they might have a little nick on them, on the handle or something, then you can sometimes get a price on them. Yeah. And some companies will tell you that something's a second, some don't. It depends on it. You never know for sure.
And then there's also something called refurbished.
Yeah.
Which is a company will take a product that wasn't good enough for sale as a proper first, and they'll repair it and then sell it as refurbished. Like if, let's say, you bought a TV set, and let's say a company has a TV set, and after the manufacturing process, let's say the picture doesn't work on it or something doesn't work on it, they may take it back and fix it, but they can't sell it as a original quality. They have to sell it as refurbished.
Yeah. So yeah. And again, sometimes it's a consumer beware. Not always do they are upfront about that kind of thing. So you need to sometimes ask if you're suspicious and see what kind of answer you get. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get the truth. I was just watching something right now. I haven't finished it on Netflix. It's called Buy Now. It's a documentary about the way we consume products and the way we are conditioned and tricked into buying them. And of course they started off with Amazon, because we all know Amazon has its tricks and we're all susceptible to it. You know what I always say, a day without Amazon is a day without sunshine. So yeah, and I've had my fair share of orders come this week as well. Okay, so now this has nothing to do with whatever we're going to talk about today, but I found this, and why are you rolling your eyes in the back of your head?
No, go ahead. I don't know what
I already explained it to you.
Oh, yeah, okay. I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, of course, because you don't even know your own name at times. But yeah. I have this little video clip to show you, because this is for our American friends and some of our Canadian friends who do not have the experience of pouring their milk out of a bag. So this is how the system works. I'm just going to load up the video here for you. Just give me a sec. I hate this mouse. I really hate this mouse. And let's just switch the screen. That screen. Okay, here we go. This is just a little 12-second clip, but here's how we in Ontario handle our milk. And that's it. That's how we do it. Now, you might have wondered about the cutting off of the tip. There are special little tools like this person was using here to cut off the tip. You don't need it. You just use a pair of scissors usually. But that's how we do our milk. Let's just watch that once again so you get the feel for it. And I know some of you are cringing, especially the Americans, going, milk in a bag? How? Like, why? Well, uses up less space. And I don't know if it's any more environmentally friendly than getting it in a carton or whatnot, but this is something we've had for many years in Canada. So I thought you might enjoy just seeing that for a moment. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Let's see, what are people saying here? Mona says Amazon will take returned items and fix them and sell them at a reduced price. Yes, that's true. And Heather says, I find that Moda fabric really frays. I have no issues with free spirit fabric fraying. Yeah. And Charlotte goes, bag of milk. Bag of milk. I like to use that phrase, except with how Americans buy their, as you call it, soda. We call it pop. Tub of soda. Holy crap. The sizes are huge.
I mean, we're talking at like fast food places and that.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have what you call a large is non-existent in Canada.
You're not that size, that's for sure.
Probably your small is about the size of our large.
Yeah. And we went to Chick-fil-A yesterday. Yes, Russ, we did. We went to Chick-fil-A. We had one of their Southwestern salad with the avocado dressing. Actually, it was delicious, except I did the ordering and Walter got a seat, and I made a boo-boo. We like the spicy chicken strips in it. I just ordered it assuming it came with those, and we got we got the default salad. The default salad. We got the chicken that isn't the crispy chicken, just the sliced chicken breast on it. It was spicy too, but actually it was tasty too. I do like the crispier stuff, the chicken strips in it. And of course I had to have a milkshake. I did not get the one. They do have it right now. They have the candy cane milkshake, Russ, that you were talking about. I didn't have it because I am not. Now, if they'd mixed it with chocolate, I might have been tempted a little bit more. But I'm not a big fan of, like, candy canes are really sweet tasting to me. Yeah, you're going to say, but it's a milkshake, aren't they? Yeah, they are. I love their milkshakes. They make the best milkshakes.
Somebody's asking about the size of the bag of the milk. The bag of milk, this will completely confuse you.
This will blow you.
It's 1.3 liters.
Yeah.
1 1/3 liters. Actually, it's 1.333 liters.
Yeah. So
because you buy the milk in a bag, and
another
bag, and it's the bag contains 4 liters, right? But there's only 3 internal bags inside.
So they're divided. They take 4 liters divided by 3, and that's how much is in each one of the bags within the bag. I know when I start to explain it, it sounds crazy, but that's life here in Ontario, really. Maureen says milk in a bag. Not here. I have enough. It's open the cardboard carton, spilling some. Yeah. And Mary says she calls it pop in Minnesota. And Judy says I call it pop too, but it's a bag of milk considered to be a gallon.
No, that's what I just said. It's 1.333.
Yeah.
Liters.
Yeah.
Because we buy our milk in liters, we do not buy them in gallons.
Yeah. And a liter is not the same as
a liter is about a quarter, I think.
It's about a what?
A liter is 1,000 milliliters.
Roughly about a quart. But then you get into the whole thing that American measurements are different from Canadian. We have something called an imperial quart when we talk about those kind of measurements. And our imperial quart has 40 ounces. A quart in the United States has 32 ounces. So, but now we're on metric system. So, yeah, bring volume if you come to Canada. That'll drive you crazy.
If you snip both ends of your milk bag, then your bag doesn't collapse. Well, I guess when you
that's true. Well, yeah, because you're letting out the air pressure from it. Yeah. But we don't usually do that.
I don't do that.
No, we don't do that. And not really have a problem with it. With the collapsing
unless you
bag.
get a leaky bag and then...
Well, you have a problem. Yeah.
That doesn't happen very often, but we did have one this.
Yeah, we. Andy's here, and Judy says about a quartish. Quartish, yeah. Colleen says in the Maritimes, the 3 bags only hold a liter each. When I used to use cow's milk, I could open the bag of 3 and take one out.
Actually, there's certain brands that sell 1 liter bags. I think it's Beatrice here, but most of the times the ones that we buy are the 1 1/3 liters.
Yeah, well, back years ago, it was very common that it was 3 bags, a liter each, in the big bag. You bought them the 3 at a time. But for some reason, some of them have gone to this other format,
4 liters,
which who knows why? Who knows why? I don't know why. But anyways, yeah, it's all a mystery to us. But I thought you might like to see that, because I know it. When we mention bagged milk down in the States, we get these looks like, huh? Milk comes in a bag? Yeah.
Yeah. We're one of the few countries that sells milk in a bag.
Yeah. And we still don't know why. It's a mystery. Okay, so moving on to what's coming up next week. Sewing with Stephanie and Stephen will be on Wednesday as usual. All are welcome. Link is in the show notes. So,
yeah, and actually, the milk is more economical to buy than it is. You can buy a carton of milk that holds 2 liters, right? But the carton of milk cost you about $4.50, whereas a bag of 4 liters costs you $5 or $6, depending on where you go.
It depends on where you go. Sometimes it's on sale.
It's more economical.
Yeah, whatever. In that. Anything else you want to say about bagged milk?
Okay.
You're sure you've got it all off your chest now?
Yeah.
Okay, fine, great, wonderful. And just in case you want to know, chocolate milk does come in those bags as well, but I don't buy it. I buy the stuff Costco has. It's in a 2-liter carton because they have a brand I prefer. I don't like the one that comes in the bag because that particular dairy or producer, I don't think it's chocolatey enough.
You can buy it in the bag at Metro. Beatrice sells it in the bag.
Do they?
Yeah.
But
that's one of the ones that's a 3-liter bag.
Yeah, of course. It's chocolate milk and it's probably $8 for it, so who knows. Anyways, now you know everything about milk in our country. So, special announcement. Pop-up Sew Day Christmas edition, Saturday, December the 7th. Okay? So, why is this one a little bit more special? Because I decided to make it a little bit more special. First of all, we have a whole bunch of regulars, subscribers, and that people come who have birthdays during December. So, making it a little special for them. One of those people is dear to our heart, Stephanie, of course. Her birthday's in December, but there's a few others as well. And I'm not going to try to remember who they all are because I don't have a list. But, yeah. But, more importantly, of course, everybody's in the Christmas mood. So we are going to have this special edition, which means that if you would like to do a Christmas show and share, bring something along, and during the day, we'll stop and look at what people have to show there. So if you got a Christmas quilt or a Christmas table runner, it doesn't have to be something you've just produced this year. It might be something that out every year if you've got a special Christmas decoration or something like that. Now I do draw the line at saying, oh, and wear your best Christmas ugly sweater. You can if you wish. I will poke fun at you, but no, we don't, and there's a reason we don't have any. I refuse to wear a ugly Christmas sweater. Why? Because they're ugly. So that goes without saying, but you can if you wish. And we're going to have prizes. We're going to draw for prizes. However, these prizes are going to be for Christmas-themed patterns. Now, I'll come clean. Some of them are from my collection that I have paid for. Most of them are ones that I have scoured the internet for, thought they were interesting, and they were freebies. So, yeah. But I've got quite a few. And so we will be having draw. It's for fun. It's just for fun. So bring your looks. Now, the link will not be in the show notes until next, not this week coming, the week after, the week just the days just before the December the 7th, because then I'll put them up in all of my videos that week. So if you go looking for the link right now or this week, you will not find it because it's not there, but it will be. So yeah, that's December the 7th. I hope to see lots of you there. That's not a day when you have another sew day.
I don't know when the next sew day is. Sometimes they cancel them in December because everybody gets busy.
Mm. So yeah, I did think about having it this coming Saturday, but that's right after Black Friday, and I thought, people are maybe getting busy doing shopping and stuff, so that's why it's the week later. That is interesting. That comes up every so often. Chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to reconnect you and successfully connected. It's like if nobody's chatted for a minute or two, it does that now. That must be another new feature of YouTube. There's always something new. Let's see. Patsy's here. Says, good afternoon all. Just got back from Wally World. It was a zoo. Woo.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard doesn't matter what time of year you go, it's gotten really busy there.
There really is a Wally World? I thought
I'm thinking of Walt Disney World.
Oh, well, maybe that's what she's talking about.
Well,
because it was in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, well, isn't that what a lot of people call Wally World is Disney World?
Oh, okay, it could be. Yeah, well, that would make sense. Yeah, sort of.
I'm guessing. I don't know. Maybe there's a Wally World. I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever. Well, we have a Wally World here.
Or is that what they call Walmart?
Oh, there's a possibility.
That's Walmart.
Oh, it's Walmart, Patsy says. Okay, we just learned something new. Wally World. Yeah. We were watching the Karens of Walmart on YouTube the other night. There's some freaky people in the Walmart, and it's not just the way they dress, it's the way they behave, too. Whoa, a lot of screaming, a lot of throwing yourself down the floor. One lady was pitching dishes off the shelves and breaking them and yelling stuff. Don't know what her problem was, but only at Walmart, I guess. Whatever.
No, I go to Crappy Tire. I went to Crappy Tire today.
Oh, yeah.
A Canadian Tire. I call it Crappy Tire.
Yeah, they called earlier. Where's Walter? Has he been sick? We haven't seen him in a day. So, yeah, he went off to there. Okay, so Chatty. We've already, you've seen some of the pieces of it. And I've already talked about what we're doing with that. So that's all about, machine embroidery, but using it to create lovely little 3D constructed whatevers. And there's lots of them out there. And they're lots of fun to do, but they take lots and lots of time. So tune into that if you haven't, if you're interested. And on that edition of So Chatty, we did Christmas gifts early. Now, why? First of all, because Walter violated the rule, which he does on a regular basis no matter what.
It was an impulse buy.
Yeah, that's his war cry. It was an impulse buy. Yeah, right. We said, well, we're not getting, don't get me a gift, I said, this year or anything like that, because, okay, we are difficult to buy for. All right? Because if there's something we want, we usually get it. And we're not going to be here. Christmas Day, we'll be starting our trip down to Georgia for Stephanie's retreat and everything like that. So, anyways, I'm even debating whether to put up Christmas decorations this year, but I am anyways because I'm making a whole lot of them. That's what the printers are working on right now. So, I walk into his sewing room, dungeon, mess, hole, dump, whatever you want to call it. And as I carefully moved around his filing system that's on the floor, I happened to look at his computer screen. Now, his computer screen is huge. What is it?
40? It's a 43-inch TV.
Yeah, it's a
43-inch 4K.
Yeah, so you can't...
Well, we're looking at one of your computer screens, which is a 40-inch TV.
No, I guess so what? Yours is bigger than mine?
Yeah. Well, actually, I would have bought the 40, but they only had the smallest one at that point was the 43, so.
Yeah. Well.
Or not the smallest one. The 40 was a 43. I couldn't get a 40, so.
All right, good to know. Don't know why we need to know that, but good to know. So I happened to, my eyes kind of danced across his screen, and there I see fabric, like fat quarter bundles and stuff. And I'm thinking, well, wait. I started looking, I said, why are you buying fabric? Never mind. He turns down the screen and says, go away. Oh, I said, you bought me something, didn't you, for Christmas? Maybe, he says, go away. And I says, you were told not to. Now I've got to get you something. He says, no, you don't. Go away. And I said, oh, yes, I have to get you something now. Now, here's the problem. Walter not only is hard to buy for, but when you do buy him something, he doesn't have a real problem. Well, let's just say he's not a gracious receiver of something that he's really
I
not
hate
that
it when you
interested.
buy me something stupid.
I don't buy you anything stupid.
Yes, you do.
I do not. Name one thing I bought you that was stupid. Oh, can't think of it.
I can think of a few things.
Well, like I said, he's not a gracious receiver. If he doesn't like it or he thinks it's stupid, he will definitely tell you. Now, sometimes he'll take pity on you and be somewhat subtle. You know, he has this word he uses when you know, don't do that again.
That's
or that. Oh, that's nice. Or, it's fine.
Oh, that's interesting.
Did you like that new recipe I tried? It's fine. That means don't ever make it again or I'll have you killed. So, yeah. So I'm thinking, what can I get him? Well, you know how Walter's gotten into the kitchenwares lately. He's bought all new pots and pans, and then he got a whole new bunch of like killer knives for the kitchen. These knives, just looking at them, they open up your flesh.
Yeah, you have to be careful with them.
I'm so afraid to use them because I'm afraid I'll be slicing away and I'll look down and go, wait, how'd that finger get in that? Oh, that's mine. So,
yeah, and that's not uncommon for you. We did have
True.
that mandolin accident.
Don't talk about the mandolin. You know I'm still going through trauma. I'll be in therapy for years over that. So, yeah. And I'm not talking about the mandolin that you play as a musical instrument. According to the nurse at the hospital, when Walter took me to emergency with this, she says, how did you do that? I said, I cut my finger on a mandolin. I've never heard of anybody playing an instrument and cutting their... It wasn't that kind of mandolin, you lady. Okay, but anyways, that's a story for another day. And I've probably told it anyways already. So he was looking at these fancy knife sharpeners. Now, these are not your run-of-the-mill on the back of your can opener. They're electric. They're specially honed. You have to go through steps to use them. They have the right angle. I mean, he explained it to me, and I went, la-da, knife sharpener, la-da-da, la-da-da, knife sharpener. So we're sitting waiting to get our RSV. Yes, on Monday, we got our RSV shot, and so we're good for that. We've had them all now, I guess, but except now they're saying measles is on the rise again.
Yeah, but we got tested for that.
Yeah, we had measles when we were kids. We're supposedly okay. Anyways, I digress, as I often do. So we're sitting there waiting to get shot up with this stuff. And I said, what was the name of that knife sharpener? And he gave it to me. So I'm sitting there with Amazon open. And you know, a day without sunshine is a day without Amazon. And opened up and I went, oh, is this the one? He says, yeah. I says, okay, it's arriving tomorrow morning at 4. And it did. In the morning. 4 in the morning. They have this new thing out here where we live, where some of the stuff will come between 4 and 7 in the morning. I have been awakened by our Ring doorbell going off when the Amazon guys come, which is really weird because most of the time when the Amazon guys come, the Ring never goes off. I haven't figured out how they do that. They must have a dampener, but the ones that come at 4 in the morning, they're just sadistic bastards. They know you're going to hear that and wake you up. So anyways, I said to him, though, I hadn't seen the fabric that he got me, the fabric bundle. So I said, okay, we're going to do it on So Chatty. He bought something else in that package, and so it was ripped open. I said, seal it back up. I'm not opening up the box with the knife sharpener, and we're going to put them in a Christmas bag, and we're going to have Christmas morning, and we're going to give each other the gift. And that's why we did it. So there you go. There's one other Christmas present he has to get me. It's tradition. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So when do you want that?
Well, you'll traditionally wait until they go on sale.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I do not.
You do. You come in and you present me with 4
I
boxes
like
of
getting
these,
you fresh ones.
and you always say, "Yeah, they were on sale at Shoppers." So
Well, I did get one year. I got a deal on them.
yeah, I know, and you were so happy about that. Like I was happy to get the Fruitfuls, and
I got the seniors discount.
ooh, even better. So wait for those. I know you don't know what we're probably talking about. We're talking about those fruit flavored jellies.
Fruit jellies.
Jellies, the candies,
Yeah.
they're coated in sugar.
Canadian Tire. Yeah. They have them there this year.
Mm-hmm.
Though the one in Whippy doesn't have any.
Oh, you checked that out? Did you already? Well, anyways, yeah. So we're done. Christmas is over. Bang. We can move on with it. I'm just backing up here because people have been saying things and got to catch up.
Walmart.
Oh yeah, the Walmart things. Judy says they scare me at Walmart. And Therese says I treated myself to my Christmas present yesterday, the Elna air thread surgery. Wait for Black Friday. It was 50% off and no taxes. I've been looking at it for years. That's a good price.
Yep. I have an Elna air
and
thread.
I have the equivalent in Janome.
They're exactly the same. The Janome and the Elna are exactly the same.
Yep. And they're good machines. And it's so much easier to thread them than the conventional ones. Barb has the same size screen. Patsy says it's a man cave. My husband has one also, and I think I need a tetanus shot before entering. Oh, yeah. Walter's is more of a manhole.
Well, no, it's just I got
Stuff.
I have too much fabric.
You can never have too much fabric. It's all in the way that you organize it. Your piles are not organized well.
Yes, they are.
They're not.
I know where to find it.
Yeah, I'm glad you do. That's what you say. But then I hear her coming out of the room. Where did I put that? I know I've got it. I was in here somewhere. And if you cleaned up, you might find everything, including Jimmy Hoffa's body. Teresa says, I think any cook that owns a mandolin has had an accident. Yeah, mandolins are not allowed in this house anymore. Andy says, I got myself a professional level chef's choice knife sharpener. Well, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's 25 years old and still works like a charm. If you take care of your knives, you won't have to sharpen them very often. That's the one that I got him. That's the one.
Yeah, like I
wanted.
wasn't in a real rush to get one because my knives are brand new and they're still working okay. So, but it's nice to have.
Well, good. That means you liked my Christmas present.
Oh yeah,
kid?
I like it. Yeah.
Thank God. Well, I gave you an early Christmas present and birthday gift back when we went to the high school reunion, and I won that thing you got.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You damn near creamed your shorts
Yeah,
over
I
that.
did.
I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
What's this? You can have it. That thing that charges your car or does
Yeah, it's
something.
a jump starter.
Okay. Well, whatever. Apparently, it was the thing to have. So,
And you can also use it as a charge bank for your, like, if you want to charge your phone and stuff.
okay, fine.
Okay, so anyway.
Whatever. Mona says, I got a message from Amazon that they couldn't deliver my package because they could not get in the building at 4:30 a.m. I live in a house. Took 2 days to get it. Okay, they obviously went to the wrong address. With that, I mean, if you live in a house, why can't, what is he trying to do? Deliver it right to your bed? The foot of your bed? Hi, I'm from Amazon. Here's your order. That would be creepy, to say the least. Anyways, so yeah, we did Christmas gifts early. And as I mentioned already, we got the RSV shot on Monday, only because our doctor scared us into it. Because we asked her, well, do we need the RSV? And she goes, well, first of all, she starts off by saying, well, you're not really in a high risk group because your health is good, you're not immune compromised, blah, 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 blah. But my daughter got it at one point. I don't know when this was, and I don't know how old her daughter was at the time. And she was in the hospital and damn near died. Okay, passive aggressive doctor. on the one hand, well, I wouldn't worry about that, but you could die. Okay, thank you for that. I hope I never have
She
a
said that if you
diagnosis
get
with
it, you
cancer.
can get very, very, very congested.
Yeah. Well, anyways, but then she said her daughter almost died. So, okay, so we got it. And apparently they're only good for 2 years.
Well,
Okay.
at least they're good for more than 1 year.
Well, yeah, that's true. So, yeah. So we're all shot up. Flu shot. RSV. COVID shot. We don't need the measles. We got that. We've already had pneumonia shots and shingle shots, and they're good forever, apparently. Although I'm still not sure about the pneumonia shot. I asked her, and she said, "Yeah,
I
it's
think
good."
they're good for like 10 years or something.
She said it's good for life,
Well, I don't know.
unless she wants me
Well,
to
she
kick
said
off
to
them
me,
for
she
10
said,
years.
well, when's the last time you got a shot? And I said, well, 2002. And she said, oh, well, they were old. They have new ones out now. So
Okay, get the new shot, whatever, with all of that. So we're all shot up. We're good to go. Okay. So Walter has been busy, besides doing Christmas decorations. He has been busy planning our trip to the Netherlands in the spring. So we have a flight. That's already paid for. That's all done. He's been booking hotels. We were going to get a rented car, but you decided we should go by train instead.
we're going by train. However, I still have the rent a car. I haven't declined it yet because I in case I change my mind. But right now we're going to do it by train.
Yeah, with it.
Well, it saves us from, I mean, it's a little, probably isn't going to be that much cheaper. It will be cheaper than a rent a car because the train system in Holland is very extensive. It's almost like a subway system all the way through the country. However, it is.
But it can't be a subway system in Holland because it would flood.
Yeah, it is very extensive, but it's not cheap to go from one place to the other. But car rental is not cheap either. And then I don't have to worry about getting gas. And then I don't have to worry about driving and running over people on a bicycle.
There's a lot of bicycles in Holland.
And I don't have to do any inner-city driving. Actually, it's inner-city driving more that bothers me than country driving. So, and parking, it's very expensive.
And
so.
I'm useless on a
GPS.
That's it.
Actually, last time we were in Holland and I drove in 2004, there was no GPS.
We had a map, and I'm trying to read. We're trying to get out of Amsterdam, and Amsterdam has all these roads that go around from the center of the city.
Yeah, they don't
ring roads.
Yeah, the roads all go in a circle. So when you hit a corner, it's not like you're turning a corner properly. You're still just going around this ring road. So it's
yeah,
really...
and I'm trying to read the thing, and everything's in Dutch. And so they don't believe in short little names for streets. They're about every letter in the alphabet and some from another language in there as well.
So he's trying to read the map. I can't understand what he's saying, what his words are.
Well, I don't speak Flam.
And so I just sort of like went to the first sign that looked like it was going to go on a highway. Went on the highway and turned out we were going the wrong direction. Actually, we were going, instead of going...
He doesn't mean we were on the wrong side of the road going into...
No.
Yeah,
We were going to a different city than the way I wanted to go.
Like
but that was okay.
We
actually ended up going the long way to get where we wanted to go.
Home. Yeah, but anyways, I'd be just as happy. Actually, but we only need to take the train because we're staying in places we're making sort of as a hub, and then from that we'll go out, so we're not having to get on a train every day with our suitcases and stuff like that. And we pack relatively light anyways for these kind of trips, but we're not lugging the suitcase every day on a train.
No, we've got about 4 transfers that we have to do with a suitcase, so we're okay. And we've got areas that we're staying for longer periods, and still it's more central location for maybe taking a day trip by train, because nothing in the Netherlands is too far away. Like if it's 2 hours, it's a long ways
to them.
Yeah, like you can get from one side of the country to the other in 2 to 3 hours. So.
Now, Walter used to have relatives. Well, he still does, that live there.
I have cousins that live there, but
you haven't seen the cousins since you were 3 years old.
I haven't seen the cousins in many years.
They might have changed.
There's really only one cousin I more recently talked with, and And she hasn't sent me any messages lately, so I don't know.
No, they were users. They came over here. We took them out everywhere around. They stayed several days at our place. We wined them. We dined them. We took them to all the sites.
And then lost track of them.
And then they just kissed us goodbye. And
yeah, I think ever since I said that, we were going to go to we were going to Germany or something like this during just before COVID hit, and then I lost track of them.
Yeah, whatever. Well, don't bother me. I don't care about my relatives. But yeah, I would do all of this stuff. I won't know what we're doing until the day of on most of them because he changes his mind regularly. And I'm just there for the ride. I go, okay, it's Tuesday. What are we doing today? Yep. And just go with the flow. There isn't anything that is a must-see for me in Holland. We've been before. Quite a few years ago now. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it because, it's a little different. So
well, actually, when I was kid, we only ever really went to this one city that my parents were from. And I had there were a couple of very minor side trips that I had as a kid that an aunt, uncle took us to. Really as an adult, I had only ever been to Amsterdam once in my life other than going through the airport. So the last time we went in 2004, we were in Amsterdam, but that was really the first time I'd ever been there. I mean, when we visited relatives, all my relatives lived in an area called Zwolle, which is it's a capital of a province. Zwolle, Zwolle. So that's where we went.
Oh, that one I can say because it doesn't end in a phlegm. Yeah, it's not like Zwolle.
And so we went there in 2004, but it was a whirlwind trip, and it was like about a 5-day trip. So, and the other half of that trip, we went to Paris. So we'd never been for any length of time, and I always wanted to go back and travel around a bit more, and see more stuff because it's
an old man nostalgia trip.
Well, not only that, I don't speak Dutch very well, but I do understand it reasonably well. So,
good thing. They'll all switch over to English anyways.
Yeah, they will. But I mean, if somebody's trying to take you for a ride, and they start yakking to each other, then I'll understand what they're yakking.
Yeah, I'm glad though I've had experience with Dutch people. Walter, I know how to speak their language. Fuck off, or get out, go away. Yeah, kind of a thing. So people are saying things here. Kim says that the RSV in the Maritimes is $300 for the shot. Well, it was about that here too. Yeah, but we have secondary insurance.
Yeah, we have
that covered most.
I mean, with the Ontario Drug Benefit Plan, I think only covers you if you're high risk to get it, and if you're low risk, they don't cover it. But I have private insurance, and it covered it. Well, 90% it covers it.
Yeah, so it ended up costing us about $30 for the shot. Then we had to pay another $20 for the shot to be administered, their administration fee. So it cost us $50 to get the shot each.
Yeah, I mean, we could have gone back to the doctor and gotten the shot, and I didn't have to pay the $20, but that was too much of a hassle. We could have gotten it all at one shot by having Shoppers Drug Mart do it. So,
yeah. Doug Walt says, Walter, get yourself
Wusthof knives.
Wusthof knives.
Yes, I looked at Wusthof knives, but I decided they were too expensive for me. So, I went with what was recommended by other people on YouTube, which was the Victorinox knives with the Vibrox handles, which are not as fancy as the Wusthof, but they are sharp.
Oh yeah,
and
they're scary sharp. Yeah, so don't drop one on your foot. Because
so I'm happy with them. I mean, I'm not one that has to have like a certain brand name of something. I just want something decent.
Yeah. So anyways, that's the plans for the Netherlands, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to do internet stuff, YouTube stuff when I'm over there and whatnot with it, like I do on most of our trips. We'll see. So yesterday, all right, we have a quilt store north of us called Quilter's Cupboard. Now, I don't go there very often for a couple of reasons. Very first time I ever went there, now this is a couple of years ago or so, they gave us attitude because we were men. Oh, do you know where you are? Are you buying something for your wife? and that kind of thing. But of course, money talks. So then they went ka-ching, ka-ching when I started buying up a few things. Second reason I don't go there very often is because they have, pardon the expression, but you've heard me use it many times before, old lady fabrics. Okay? They've got your Lori Holt. They've got your reproduction, Civil War reproduction, 1930s Depression stuff and like that and all that kind of stuff. Now, I'm not saying that that stuff isn't nice because it can be given what you want, but I don't gravitate towards it, as you well know.
But they have new owners now, and they have started carrying some other lines of fabric. So
the fabric, if you saw So Chatty, that Walter got me, and I didn't undo the bundles on So Chatty, but I will be for Idiot Quilter this week, and they're by Jason Yenter. And those are not easy to get in our area. In fact, this is the first time we've even seen a quilt store in our area carrying it. I really like the Jason Yenter. That's in my wheelhouse for colors and that. So anyways, Walter comes downstairs on Saturday morning, moving towards lunch. When he goes, got an email from Quilter's Cupboard. They're having this sale, Reindeer Games or something, and they've got a Quilter Select very large cutting mat on sale. And now I need a new 36 by 60 cutting mat, and I've been looking around, and they're expensive as hell here in Canada. And if I order them from the States, they're expensive in the States, but of course the exchange rate now, I have to add about 40% on top of that. So they're like, we're talking, they may sell them in the States for $350, but that's well over almost $500, and then there's shipping and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Canadian. So, that's on hold. But he says they've got Quilter Select, and Quilter Select stuff, I hear good things about it, on sale for $249 before tax.
$259.
Okay, I stand corrected. $259.
Which is actually really good, because if you look at Quilter Select on the Quilt Show?
Yeah, the Quilt Show, that's where
they have it advertised on there for $229 US. Of course, not with shipping, $229 US, and they're not in stock. And even when we do the exchange rate for just the $229, that works out to $325 Canadian.
Yeah.
And we'd still have to ship it.
Yeah. So this was a good price. So I said, start the car. Off we went up there to it. So we walk in, and one of the ladies, she's the manager of the store. We come in, and she says, after we got past the old lady who decided she was going to park herself just inside the door as she was looking at nothing, kind of a thing, and saw us come in, and she wasn't going to move. Their clientele, their regular clientele, I have found this too, are very snotty. That's the third reason why I don't really enjoy going up there. There's something about the atmosphere.
Plus, their regular prices on their fabric are
they're at the high end. They're at the very top of the high end. Okay. But anyways, regardless of that, we walked in, and the manager says, "Can I help you guys?" And I says, "Yes." And they had a Quilter Select mat, the big one, right out on their cutting table that they had there. And I said, "I want one of these, please." She goes, "You have to order it online." What do you mean I have to order it online? Do you not have any in stock? It's a pre-order sale. It's Reindeer Games. Okay, I'm biting. What the hell are Reindeer Games? Well, didn't you get an email? And I said to Walter, did you get an email? He got an email. I didn't get an email. I thought I was on their mailing list, but apparently I'm not anymore.
And I reread the email. It didn't really say anything about pre-order.
Well, back it up a bit. How this works. They're running some specials right now, okay, before Christmas. They call it Reindeer Games. They run 8 days. They have a video that they throw up on YouTube. They send you out an email with the link to the video, and they've got a bunch of items each day that are on sale, okay? And so the idea is, we found out later by doing more investigation, if there's something you want on any given day, you order it that day. It's a pre-order. You order it, you pay for it, and then supposedly around December the 11th, they will have all the orders ready to go, whether you're going to pick them up or you're going to have them shipped to you. Okay. So they've got a lot of things, but every day they do this video kind of thing. Well, we only found out about it on the third day, and that was the day they were featuring this mat along with other things. Geez, my phone is suddenly really hot. Disconnect that. It's trying to connect to my computer. So, anyways, so I said, well,
can't you just order it now?
Can't we just put the okay? So you don't have any in stock, okay? Right now it's a pre-order. Well, can we? So I'd like to order one. No, you have to do it on the website. You're connected. You have a computer. What? You can't put my information in your computer when I'm here. It's not like I live just down the street. This is like a half-hour drive or more to get up
One way.
One way. Like,
so it's like an hour out of our time.
I was a little ticked.
Yeah.
But I went, okay, because apparently they had announced this and had explained it all in great detail.
Yeah, she
That's
says,
the way it was
didn't
going
you
to.
see the video? And I said, no.
No.
Because what happened was they had sent 3 previous emails. They had sent one supposedly to describe this sale and had all the rules on that first thing. Well, I ignored it. I didn't.
So,
I mean, it's one of my junk mail, right?
So it's kind of our fault.
Right. But then I got a second message and I ignored that one too. And I got a third message. I ignored that one too. And I just so happened to open the fourth message that had this sale of this mat in it. Right. And that's what I keyed on. So, but I read that section of the message, but it had nothing in there about pre-ordering it. It just said you can come into the store and see the mat.
So Walter sent me all the emails for each of the days that he'd received so far, and I went through them all with a fine-tooth comb, with the exception of the very first one that stated the rules, and they had a video and they explained the rules. Well, they did and they didn't. They made it sound like, for the mat one, they said, come in and see the mat. Well, you know, that's the one I saw first, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, you've got some there. I'll come in because I want one of those, kind of a thing. Well, no, as I already said, like, we can't do that. We had to pre-order it.
Yeah, in fact, we went out in the parking lot and Steve ordered it.
I ordered it in the parking lot on my phone. Yeah, paid for it, a whole bit, ordered it, there, done deal. But we didn't, well, they didn't get
any of the
sales
subsequent emails, they had the first email that had all the rules in it. In each of the subsequent emails, they don't have any link to that first email that shows what the rules are for ordering.
Yeah.
And no indication in those other
So
emails.
if you missed the very first video, you wouldn't necessarily know all of this. So I went back, I watched the first video, I watched all the rest of them and the whole bit, and okay, it ticked me off, but I've ordered the mat. The price is good. We'll see if they get it by the 11th of December, because Walter did some research. And what did you find?
Well, I found that on Quilter's, what is it, the Quilting Show or whatever?
TV, Quilt Show.
Yeah, they're out of stock on them.
The Quilt Show, if you don't know, I subscribe to the Quilt Show. It is Ricky Timms and Alex Anderson's program, also their company. Alex Anderson's company is Quilter Select, with all the rulers and everything like that. Now you can buy through their show. They have a store on there, and you can buy their stuff online as well from that. But you went and checked it out. They said it was out of stock.
It was out of stock. However, I did find several other stores in the U.S. that had them in stock. Mm-hmm. And they were, the cheapest I saw was $199. But even at $199,
that's American.
It's still,
you got to add
expensive.
40% and then shipping.
Yeah.
On top of it. And it's not a small item to ship. So
no.
It's going to cost you. But nevertheless, the whole point was that why couldn't they? I mean, okay, I didn't have a real problem. I mean, I don't need it tomorrow. I can live with what I've got.
I don't have a problem that it's a pre-order and how they're doing the sale. But the way they're sending out the messages, if you don't read them in order, then when you open up a subsequent message, if you don't read the first message and you don't end up looking at the other messages,
You wouldn't know.
you would know.
So why couldn't they put a link into each one of those emails that just takes you back to the first day? You know, please read this for the rules of this sale. I mean, there they are, would be there. The other problem I had was, but you have a computer in here. Your whole system is on the same system. Why can't you go over to your computer, type in my name, type in my order? I'll give you my Visa card. I'll pay for it right now and be done with it. Like, okay, I can get on the internet and do this stuff with no problem. But let's face it, most of the clientele in a quilt store are older people. And not all older people are as tech savvy as, you know, they should be or aren't, right? And confuses them. So, I don't know. But anyways, it's on order. In fact, I ordered a couple of other things too yesterday that I saw when they came up on the other sale too. So, but, all right. Now, let's turn this around a little bit so you don't think that I'm just bitching about nothing here. I think it's a clever move on their part for this whole reindeer games. And they've done it apparently in other years as well. Because they're featuring a lot of items that people will want. And they're offering them at a fairly good price. So they're clever. They don't want to necessarily have all that stock in their store. Because especially like something like this mat. How many of those mats at that price are they going to sell by someone coming in the store? Kind of a deal. So that's inventory and their money that as a business they're investing in all of that on the idea that they will eventually sell it. Plus, you know, you need storage for all this stuff. So I get that. That, you know, they know exactly what they need to order and because according to what's been sold. Okay, fine. That makes good business sense. Also it does get you excited. Okay, it's a ploy. It worked on me because I bought 2 more things, you know, things I didn't even think I needed, but now I know I do. Okay, and that's the power of what they're doing. Their videos are a little cheesy, but you know, so what? And no big deal there. So I think it is very clever from a business point of view. What I'd like to see is make it a little clearer about the rules. Now, I am sure in their mind, they feel that they have been very, very clear. But, you know, they're not the consumer. They're the ones designing it. So, yes, it is very clear to them with it all. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I used to work in software development. And a lot of times people that design a computer program expect it to work in a certain way to the end consumer, but a lot of times you need to have the end consumers you need to find people that will test these products, right? And because consumers will do things that people don't expect them to do, like not read all their emails in a row.
Yeah. And I mean, let's that's actually common. How many people actually read every email that they get from a business or whatever from beginning to end? You know, I glance through them, and if I see something like a keyword or something that triggers me, then I may read further. If not, boom, bye-bye, kind of a thing. So
yeah, like if I opened that first email, even if I remembered opening that first email and I see a whole list of words and nothing, no product or anything else, I look at it and go, yeah, and then just shut it back down again.
So anyways, yeah, but I mean, I get what they're trying to do, and I think it is, as from a business owner's point of view, I'm sure it makes sense as well in there. Now, Barb says, sounds like total BS. Well, it's not really BS because the prices are good, but here's the thing that I'm wondering about. They're telling people that those orders will be in on December the 11th. We've already heard what we had to say about the cutting mat. We'll see if that's true. I anticipate, and this may not be any fault of theirs, they're doing it in good faith, but you know, they have to order from other companies. There's always things that happen when you order things from your source and whatnot that could interfere with things. Now, for me, it's not a big problem because this isn't something I was going to buy for somebody else for Christmas. But what about people, i.e. husbands or partners, whatever, who decided, oh, they've always wanted that, I'm going to order it for them and surprise them with it on Christmas Day. What happens when it doesn't come in then, and if it's delayed? What happens if the company they're dealing with turns around on some of the items and says, oh, sorry, it's out of stock, it's on back order? We all know the dreaded word back order, because back order means you might get it sometime, but it could be in your lifetime or not, or maybe it'll never arrive. So, yeah, that's something they're going to have to deal with. And sometimes people are not really.
Well, mind you, they supposedly they did this last year.
So they must have experience, yes. So maybe they know something, that they're not telling us that no. So, I mean, I'm not wishing them bad luck on this. And also, I am a little tainted about their store. I only go there, like I said, when there's something very specific I need, and I can only get it in that store.
Yeah, and I happened to get the emails because the fabric that I got Steve for Christmas, they had sent an email, and I happened to open that one, and saw that, oh, they have Jason Yenter fabric. So it was an impulse buy on my part. So because I bought some for myself as well. So I was on the fresh emailing list. So
yeah. So anyways, that takes us to what we really wanted to talk about today. It really has me annoyed, to say the least. Now, you know that I donated a quilt to Hope Air, and that's the charity that gets people who need, like cancer treatments or something medical, and they live in rural areas, far north here in our province or in Canada, and they're partnered with people who have private airplanes, and these people fly them in at no cost to the patient, kind of thing. So, I donated a quilt for a raffle. Okay. So many things here. I haven't put that up yet. Give me a moment. Back on. Go away. I donated a quilt to them, and they decided that the best way to make money with this quilt for them was to raffle it. And so they're selling tickets and all that kind of stuff. And there's links in my show notes for everything since I've put it up there. But I said to them, well, where's the advertising for this? How do people know they can buy tickets for it? First of all, you can't depend on just my subscribers for a couple of reasons. One, I don't have that many subscribers. Two, my subscribers are quilters for the most part. Why would a quilter want to buy a raffle ticket on a quilt? They can make their own. Okay? I wasn't happy with the way that they presented to me in their little blurb on the web page they set up, because they made me sound like I'm a celebrity quilter. I am not. Far from it. You guys know that. Far from it. So that puts a little pressure on me. But I said to them, well, where else are you going to post this? Because besides my website, nobody has the link. Nobody knows where this is. And if you go to their main site, it's not listed. There's no mention of it whatsoever. And I looked. Also, Glenn of Glenn and Friends Cooking, he said he's going to be advertising it. He hasn't done a thing with it. And really not his responsibility. But, because he's a volunteer for them and he has his own plane. He flies them down. He does a lot of work for them like that. But I thought, well, how are you going to make any money on this? So they told me, oh yeah, they were about to put it up on their Facebook page and everything. Well, I kept looking each day and there was nothing there. Finally, about 2-3 days ago, I found it. It's there. And I'm going to show it to you. Here it is. This is their Facebook page. This is what they say. Wrap yourself in warmth and support patients who must travel to access life-saving medical care. Steve Bland, my name is Stephen, is giving hope his way by raffling off one of his uniquely designed and handcrafted quilts. Is there any other kind? Participants can enter for a chance to win one, brackets in case you don't know the number, one, quilt made by renowned quilter and YouTuber Steve Bland here. And so they list the page where you can go to. Okay. Raffle closes December 6th at 4:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The draw will take place on December 6th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Start your own Give Hope Your Way fundraiser and help us bridge the distance between home and hospital for Canadians in need. Learn more at OK. This is what's got my goat. My goat is got, with what I've already said about lack of advertising or whatnot, how much do they expect to win? I know that the two ladies I talked to had a bloody clue what a quilt is worth. And we've had this discussion outside of our, people outside of our quilting community have no idea. We get this, blah, blah. They told me that to date, now this was about 5-6 days ago. Oh, they'd already sold $200 worth of tickets. That doesn't even cover the fabric in the quilt, as we well know. But that's not even a drop in the bucket towards a charity like this to cover their costs and doing what they're doing. So, But I went and I clicked on this link. Give Hope Your Way. Your idea, your fundraiser, your way. No matter the size, place, or style, this is your opportunity to give hope your way. The sky is the limit and the possibilities are endless for your very own Hope Air fundraiser. Fundraising as easy as 1. Register online once you've chosen your fundraising activity. 2. Share your story. Log in and personalize your fundraising page and add a photo. 3. Make an impact. Share your page link via social media and email to you rally your community, support your initiative. What the F? This is not what they told me how this worked. What this says is, if you want to raise funds for Hope Air, you create the fundraiser. You create the website. All this kind of stuff. You supply the pictures. You supply the write-up for it. Well, no. Then I found more. Some of our key events. Golf tournaments, Ham and Eggs Hope, Haul for Hope, Give Hope Wings, Give Hope Your Way. These are all done by either corporations or individual groups. And if you click on Learn More, they tell you how to do it. Create your own fundraising page. So they tell you, if you want to do a golf tournament, this is what you need. A venue, a registration site using our fundraising platform, partnerships, sponsorships, volunteers, contests and prizes, promotion and marketing. Or maybe you want to do a run and ride, kind of like what do they call the one for cancer, Run for Life or something like that. You need a venue. You need a registration site. You need sponsorships and partnerships. You need volunteers. You need promotion and marketing. You need participant amenities. You need health and safety support. Wait. Now this is saying they're going to do that for you, but they're happy to take the money. But you do all of this. And it's the same with all of things. Have a barbecue. Get a venue. Get a menu. Permits and license, equipment and supplies, volunteers, promotion and marketing, ticketing and registration, entertainment and activities, health, safety support, waste management. The only common thread that's in through all of these that has anything to do with them is using our fundraising platform. Well, that's their Facebook. You've already seen how effective that is. I am absolutely shocked at all of this. This is not what I signed up for. This is not why I donated the quilt. They had a Zoom thing with me, and I asked them some key questions. They said, oh, well, thank you for donating the quilt. So, first of all, they were talking about running an auction. Okay. And then I suggested they might make more money if it was run as a raffle because, people who are not quilters do not know the value of a quilt, so they might think they're paying for a blanket they can buy at Walmart, so they're not going to go higher than $80 or whatever, bed in a bag or something like that. And they told me that they would put it up on their website and everything, and they asked if I could give them a picture of the quilt, and they asked me a couple of questions about who I am, none of which has appeared anywhere for this. All they have put in is, and they weren't my words, a renowned quilter and YouTuber. They want to know how I got into quilting. They want to know how I started my webpage. I spent time. I wrote it all out for them. I haven't seen any place where that's being used, and I've hunted back and forth. So, bottom line is this. How much money are they going to make? I'm going to say not a lot from this. All I wanted to do, and it was one of my subscribers that suggested I reach out to Glenn and Friends Cooking because he's in my area and he does this with Hope Air. And I did, and I said I would donate a quilt, and my idea was, and I stated my idea very clearly, that, you know, I imagine someone who's very sick and ill and being transported to a hospital might need, do you want to check that? Looks like somebody, might, you know, would keep them warm in the plane, and maybe it was something they could keep afterwards. They could take it to the hospital, you know, if they're going through chemo or something like that. I've heard that, you know, you get the chills and everything from that kind of stuff. So I thought, you know, that's what I suggested. They're the ones that did everything else, suggested all this other stuff. Never once did they tell me that I was responsible for making all of this stuff, like putting all this stuff together like I just showed you. So yeah, I'm very disillusioned. And this is just a little broader situation.
It was just my Amazon delivery.
Oh.
I don't know why they rang the doorbell.
Something more for me?
No,
No.
for me.
So I'm thinking here, isn't this just typical of a lot of charities? I am so disillusioned with charities now, and whether you volunteer for them or you donate something to them. We've had this discussion on here before. So here's what's going to happen. I'll continue to monitor their site on Facebook or whatever. And then when they have the draw, I am sure they're going to have to contact me because I still have the quilt in my possession. Now, here's a question. Are they expecting me to ship it to whoever won it? I asked them that. I said to them, I said, how are you going to get it to the people? Are you shipping it? Yes. I said, you know, quilts can be heavy. And so with the way Canada Post is, if that's the way you're going to ship it, can be very, very expensive for it. And they said, oh, it's not a problem. We have a special deal because we're a not-for-profit with Canada Post. So we get shipping really inexpensively. I said, okay, great. Now I'm thinking the next thing I'm going to hear from them is, okay, such and such has won it. We're sending you their email address, or we're sending them their address. You can ship it to them. And here's going to be my answer. I'm going to say, no, you're going to ship it to them. You make arrangements to come to my house, pick the quilt up, and then you take it and you ship it. I am not spending another dime on this. And I'm going to say, and by the way, how much money did you make on it? And then I'll tell them when they say, oh, $200, $300, I'm going to say, you realize that that doesn't even cover the cost of the fabric that's in that quilt, nor my time and effort in it with everything. And then I'll be right up front and go, I'm sadly disappointed. I guess I didn't understand, although I went through everything with you and asked you all these questions with it. But I guess I will be a little bit more hesitant in the future to donate anything to your organization. Best of luck. Yeah. So, I don't know. What are people saying here? Oh, Wild Rose is here. Hi, Wild Rose. Candace has a QS mat and loves it. That's great. Backing down here, trying to catch up. Oh, Candace says, I can't wait to meet you at the retreat. Probably the most famous person I will have met. I'm not famous, not even close. Oh, Candace is just teasing. Okay. Now I'm hurt. Just teasing. And Barb says she agrees. What the F? So Barb says, so you have to do all the work. Apparently, that is not. They never once said any of that kind of stuff to me. I didn't know that at all until I went and finally discovered what I just showed all of you. Looks like
Yeah,
Teresa's,
we were under the understanding that they were going to take care of it all, that they
Yeah.
were going to do the raffle, right?
Yeah.
And
they were doing the raffle. They were setting up the web page. Well, they did do that for the raffle. They're looking after the shipping, but there was no mention of the fact that, and you see, there's the other thing. I am not putting any of my subscribers like I could on a guilt trip. If you bought a ticket, thank you very much. If you didn't buy a ticket, that's okay. Okay? Because like I said, we're quilters, most of us. Why do we need to buy a ticket on a quilt? Not only that, this is a Canadian organization. And I told them this. I said, most of my subscribers are actually Americans. So, we take donations from Americans as well. We've had some before. Well, how do the Americans know about this? And there's organizations like this in the States as well. If I was an American and I was interested in something like this, I would be, and I want to donate, I'd be donating to the ones in my own country, not to another country. Woo-woo in the head. I don't understand the logic. None of it. It's mystifying. Yeah, so Barb says, so you have to do all the work. Yeah, apparently. And Teresa, looks like you work, we get the money situation. Sharp says, that's insane. Barb says, this is another kick in the teeth when you want to give a donation. Exactly, Barb. And M says, no good deed goes unpunished. Yes, that's true, M. That's definitely the meaning. That's right there. That saying suits this situation. Andy says, donating is tough. I contacted my local elementary school and battered women's shelter to donate art supplies. I'm still waiting for a call back. Yeah, I know, Andy.
Yeah, I know. There's an organization. I wanted to not give a bunch of stuff to Value Village and donate stuff to a local organization. And they said, before you, on their website, it said, before you deliver stuff to our location, please send us an email and let us know if what you're giving is what we need, right? Yeah. So I sent them an email. They never had sent me a message back. So,
and I tried. I think I mentioned this once before too. Someone suggested I contact the police and the fire station, the firemen, and that because they take in stuff. I did. I contact them. Never got an email. Never got anything back. I gave them all my contact information. Told them what it was. Never got anything. Didn't even get anything like saying, "Oh, well, that would be great, but we're not accepting donations right now," or something. Nothing. Bang. So yeah, am I disillusioned to say the least with charities? And so I've come to a conclusion. There's only one charity I will donate to from now on. Quilts of Valor. That's it. That's the only one. And Teresa says, can't mail anything right now. Yeah, we can't in Canada anyways. Well, maybe they expect me to courier it. That's not happening either. So, and Wild Rose says, I don't blame you, Stephen. You were misled. Yeah, I think I definitely was misled. Now, I'm not going to say they did that on absolutely for nefarious reasons. I'm not saying they were being evil people. I'm assuming that they made some assumptions and they shouldn't have made those assumptions. Kind of like what we were talking about earlier with Quilter's Cupboard and their reindeer games kind of idea. You have to give all the information to people when, especially I'm new here. Maybe some of their regulars who fly people down on that, they know how it all works. But I don't. Never had anything to do with this organization before. Yes, Barb, it is like being taken advantage of. And Colin says that's not at all reasonable. They must have thought your subscribers were going to buy all the raffle tickets. Exactly, Candace. And I already put it out there to them and said what I already explained to you guys about my subscriber base and how that's really not going to work in this case. So we'll see. A couple of weeks, we'll see how this all turns out. But I think basically the bottom line is they're getting a quilt for next to nothing. And whatever they've earned from it, that's what they're getting. And it's probably not enough for them, but that's it. They will have to look after everything from there on in, like getting it to the person, all that other stuff, because I am not doing that at all. So yeah, live and learn, I guess. Yeah, well, Barb, I am pissed. I mean,
Here you thought you were doing a good thing.
here I thought I was doing a good
Actually,
thing.
you originally just were going to give them a quilt so that they could use in an airplane.
Bundle
or
up.
something, you know. But
That's what I said earlier.
yeah,
when you were out.
yeah, okay, but they, yeah, it's back to these organizations. They don't.
But Karen says, "Are you sure they're not scamming you?" Well, they're not a scam. They're a legit thing. They've been around for a while. I'd never heard of them before until I've heard Glenn's Cooking talk about them and the work he's done with them. So I know they're legit, and they actually have corporation or head office in Vancouver and a head office in Toronto, and they have all that information on their website and stuff like that. So they are legit. But I suppose you could say, in the fact that they omitted to tell me how they actually run this, that in itself is maybe borderline scamish behavior. I don't know.
Yeah, like they should have said you're going to have to, advertise it on your website, and it's your subscribers that have to donate or something like that.
Yeah, be upfront about it.
But they didn't. They made you. I think that it was going to be,
that all I was going to do.
Widely advertised.
Like they asked me, they said that if I could promote it on my YouTube channel, and I said, yeah, I will definitely promote it on my YouTube channel. And they said they'd send me the link to the page, and they did, and that's what I have posted in my show notes. It's all there and whatnot. But all this other stuff, there was nothing. They didn't say. Wild Rose says sending a quilt to the US via UPS would cost a pretty penny. Yes, it would. So yeah, well, it's not going to be my pretty pennies in that. No, come hell or high water. So yeah, Teresa says, I guess you won't be a repeat donor.
No, I don't think so.
That's a given. Yeah. You donated a quilt, Barb says, with a certain intention, and it backfired big time. Yeah, it did. It did. Really. I'm very disillusioned. But anyways, I thought I'd let everybody know about that. I will continue to have the link in my show notes, but I am not going to do anything I'm not going to try to cajole people into buying a ticket for it. Even though I am a renowned quilter and YouTuber, and just to be in my presence sends out a holy glow for all of you. I will heal you of whatever ails you. Yeah, no, I think I just threw up a little bit in my mouth when I was saying that. Yeah. So anyways, such is life. It's never boring around me. Yeah, it's always something different. So thank you, Jen. So anyways, that's it for us today. Thanks everybody for listening to my little rant about this thing and our other rants. And I hope you enjoyed what we said. I hope you got a giggle or two out of things as well. And yeah, check out all my vlog stuff next week. And of course, we'll be on again. We've got some other topics that Walter came up with that we're not going to say what they are right now. We have to work them out. But he came up with a couple of really good ideas. In fact, I was surprised at the ideas he came up with, because usually he doesn't want me to talk about things that are that controversial. Teaser. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody. Have a great week. Oh, happy Thanksgiving to the Americans as well.
Thanksgiving.
And happy Black Friday sales, and I hope you get something